All right. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. And you are checking out the Philly live show. And tonight I am broadcasting from Austin, Texas. Yep, all the way from Philly to Austin. And the reason I'm here is for the AFL CIO conference, where all of the unions come together, including the union that I am with, which is called the Office Professionals Employees International Union, Local 32, located in Wall, New Jersey. So we're going to talk about that briefly, and we're going to talk about a few other things. But as always, I have my partner right here, my co-host, Mr. Van Stone. Van, go
Hey,
ahead.
okay. Hey, everyone. This is Van Stone, the face behind the voice. And of course, this is Philly Live, Cali Live, and this is a special show today. Normally, we don't have a show on a Friday, but because the one and only Jerry Wilson, he has flown himself out there. Uh, I'm gonna talk to him a little bit about his flying experience. So we got a few good things to talk about, guys, but it's also a little educational. That's going to be really important because we have a lot of new people coming in. We're trying to do some new things, and the new things are really working really well for us. So we have a new co-host with us, Tyler McCain. He's here with us. He's handling sports. You heard of weathercast, forecast, well, sportscast. So we know that we're going to be looking forward in Philadelphia to go Eagles. We have the playoffs starting this weekend, so forth and so on. So that's going to be, Tyler's field. And just in case, we got others that's joining in. You can catch us on phillyfunkradio.com. You can catch us on fpnnews.org. We have several websites that we, broadcasting, and we have some other new folks that will be joining us, such as Nathaniel Lee and Wanda Walker. We've got a new General Multi. That's the short. His name is longer, but you're really going to get to also check him out. He's going to have his own segment. So we had a lot of 5-minute segment shows. I really like the educational part because I get to learn. This thing about Zoom, we're using Zoom right now. It's not an easy thing for most of people like myself who really don't know how it works. And that's where we have a full training course. So anyone that want to participate in our programs, training, give us a call at 610-803-1624, and we will sign you up, register. That's not free, by the way, and we're asking for donations as well. So I'm going to throw it back to you, Jerry. Take it away. What's up?
And let's just clarify. So it's not just the Zoom. There's a couple of layers to what I'm doing here. So Zoom is the method that I use to bring the video in so that we could all look at each other. And the piece of software that I'm using to actually broadcast is called OBS. So there's a couple of pieces to that. So we're doing the training. Not only do we need to do Zoom, we need to do OBS as well. There's also some other things that I learned in the recent months on how to use Zoom as well as OBS. And those are things that I could share as well.
Okay, I appreciate that. Hey, tell us what your announcements are before we go to Tyler, because you wanted to let us know a little more about what's happening with the airplane ride and so forth and the union stuff. So hit us with that. And Tyler, you're going to be right here with us because we're going to get sports right after what Jerry is letting us know.
So again, I am out in Austin, Texas at a conference for the AFL CIO. Don't ask me what that stands for right now. I
Okay.
should know that. And
Okay.
again, I am with the Office Professionals Employees International Union, Local 32, based out in Wall, New Jersey. And I would actually like to give a shout out to all of my fellow board members, including Monica, Rashana, Christina, Michael. And if I'm forgetting anybody, I apologize. It's too many. It's like 10 people on a board,
Okay.
but there's only about 6 of us here.
Was this your third plane ride or your first
No,
plane?
this is believe it or not, This was my first plane ride ever.
Okay.
So it wasn't bad at all. You know, you pretty much don't even notice that the plane is moving until you hit turbulence.
Okay.
And the turbulence it's just about as bad as potholes.
Wow.
So it wasn't really that bad. So I can definitely say I will fly again. As a matter of fact, this summer, I may actually take a leisure trip myself.
Wow. Okay. So that leaves me an opening to our sports forecast with Tyler McCann. Tyler, take it away.
Tyler, unmute your mic.
Tyler?
Going
Tyler?
once, going twice.
Hey,
There we
All right, here
go.
we go.
all right. So,
How you
Okay.
doing?
good. So, the playoffs is coming. The Eagles will be playing the Green Bay Packers this upcoming Sunday, 4:30. It will be a tough game. Half the Packers players are injured. I think Jordan Love will be returned, so there is rumors there might be an update with that, but some of the other key players are out, like Jair Alexander is out, and Christian is out. So they're gonna have a few players out. But for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts will be returning after having a concussion against the Commanders several weeks ago. And yeah, so I just don't want to talk about that game. There's a couple other key games too that the Eagles they might play either the Commanders versus Buccaneers. That will be an important game to watch because if the Buccaneers win, the Eagles will be playing the Buccaneers in the divisional round. Or if I think the Rams or the Rams win or not the Rams, the Vikings win, they might play either the Vikings or Rams, but that game will be moved to Arizona because of the ongoing wildfire situation. Pray for Los Angeles, and
Okay.
yeah, so that will be the NFL NFC side for the playoffs. The other games for the AFC: Texans and Chargers, Steelers and Ravens, epic rivalry match, and Bills versus the young up and coming Broncos. So yeah, that will be NFL playoffs for this upcoming week.
Oh, okay, sounds good. So we're gonna throw this back to Jerry. Jerry, is it time for a break? Or what? What are we doing?
Nope, not yet.
Okay, so
You got another topic you wanted to bring up.
well, of course, we want to get into what you said, a nice discussion that's going to happen between, of course, mainly Tyler and yourself, dealing with training and the details in it's not just Zoom. So, Tyler, do you have any questions for Jerry to start it off? Because Jerry is a professional. He is going to be your trainer and instructor to help you really put this whole piece together so that you can do Zoom at home. And mainly that's a nice, comfortable expertise, but it's a little work to it. You have any questions about that, Tyler?
No, there's not any questions on my mind. Yeah.
Well, I can actually also show you how to broadcast on the road, like I'm doing right now.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
what does Tyler need as basics? I'm sure he has a laptop and so forth. What else does he need in order to broadcast the Zoom? Or I'm really thinking mainly just having a Zoom conference. That's the
Just
first
having a
step,
Zoom
right?
conference. A Zoom conference is a pretty simple thing. Just like the way he clicked on now, you can have a Zoom conference where you go in, schedule the conference, and you send out a link, and then people click on the link and they join the conference.
Okay. And so how would Tyler go about it to go and schedule? Is it something he has to sign up for with Zoom, or how does it work?
Well, no, it's a part of Zoom. Once you have the program and you open it, there is a line that says start a meeting.
Oh,
And there's a whole bunch of different options. Like you could pick PIN numbers, restrict the amount of people that can come into the meeting and so forth. But in the basic terms, as soon as you download the app, you're pretty much ready to go.
okay. So go ahead, guys.
That sounds fine. That sounds good.
So what we're gonna do, because this is kind of a short show today, so we're gonna go to a break real quick, and we will be right back.
Okay.
All right.
What are you doing there?
What's up?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
All right. And we are back. So again, we are joined by Mr. Van Stone, and I am here in Austin, Texas, and I'm just kind of relaxing, having a little celebratory drink right now.
Okay, sounds good. And of course, I'm Van
Anything you-
Stone.
Oh, sorry. Is there anything you would like to do a brief toast to?
Well, yeah, I would like to brief toast to, actually, you made it there safely, man. I mean, you know, toast up to that, because it could have went a different way.
Okay, yeah, we're not even gonna talk about that.
Well, true, but well, let me remind our viewers what's going on. I'm Van Stone, the face behind the voice. Of course, you are listening to Philly Live with myself, and of course, my partner Jerry Wilson, and also the other partner Tyler McCann. And he's of course here just momentarily, and he may come back and may not. He's handling our sports. We're just giving a shout out to Whitney Hickson once again, who for some reason may not be with us this evening, but we're going to, you know, work on that, getting the rest of the team. Antoinette Cook is back. She's involved. So go to our websites, check out the 5-minute shows. Now, this abbreviated show dealing with podcasts, video podcasts, audio podcasts. So just in case you don't get to see some of the team here, we also have Nathaniel Lee. He's coming up with a brand new show this year, maybe in a week. And that's going to be exciting, where he'll have his political conversation, guests and so forth from all over, you know. And again, we're building on a couple of other new shows and formats. So we look forward to our close to 200,000 viewers, listeners, readers who come to the website. And of course, you got to listen to the fantastic music on PhillyFunkRadio.com. That's the main streaming and digital platform music. So we're doing pretty good. All right. So let me start discussion with what you said about the unions, or yeah, I guess you was going to throw that back to me. You said if I had any questions or comments about what's this union thing about? Are we handling this right?
So basically, again, I'm out here at a union conference, and the topic is, it's actually for, you know, Martin Luther King Jr. was very strongly in favor of unions. And this is actually what this conference is called. It's called the Martin Luther King AFL-CIO conference. So there's a lot of things that we're talking about, including the fact that, here's something for you. Martin Luther King's holiday is on the same day that President Trump will be reinaugurated.
Wow.
And it's like, Trump is very anti-union, very, very anti-union. And one of the main topics that we're talking about is, what is the next 4 years going to bring us as far as unions? Is he going to weaken the power of unions or so forth? I think we'll survive it, but I think we might have a rough next 4 years. Do you have an opinion about that?
Yeah, I do. I'm glad you brought Trump up, because while we have our viewers who may catch this show, so something really significant happened today about Trump. He did get his sentencing today, just in case some of the viewers that weren't aware. And his sentence was basically for him to be identified as a convicted felon. But that's it. So, in other words, he's not going to do any jail time. He's not going to have any conditions where he has to report to this or that, probation, or volunteer to, do certain things that people who get caught up in the system found guilty. So, all of the charges he was found guilty on, it really comes down that he's a free man. The big deal is that, okay, he's the first president to be, because when he gets elected, that will be a convicted felon. I really think, tying this into what your thoughts about the union, I think that based on what is happening to his reputation, I think something like that he's not going to interfere with. He only has 4 years. This is it. He's a lame duck president. So I don't think he's going to really concentrate on really making it difficult for the unions. I think he's going to try to do something to make himself look good, which is really ridiculous because just the fact that he actually got through all of those things and he actually won the election, that's like a whole secondary story. I think that most people just don't want to tell. In fair reporting, they don't want to report that.
Well, in fair reporting, he did win and he was elected. So, to your point regarding the unions, actually, he's talking a lot of crazy stuff. Did you hear he came out today and again said that he wanted to repeal the 14th Amendment, which is birthright citizenship, meaning that just because you were born in the country, you're not necessarily a citizen. This was passed to rectify one of the situations with slavery, whereas the slaves weren't considered American citizens. And now he wants to repeal that. And don't think for a minute that he's not serious about it.
Right. He's serious, but okay. Here's the history of Trump that a lot of people don't understand. Just like we have our history as Black Americans. So basically, Trump has his own history of America. And believe it or not, the history with Trump in America is that this land belongs to them. They're the true original Americans. And so, like, this was supposed to have been an experiment. And when they get to become the Americans that they are, that means that it's up to them. Anybody that's born here doesn't make them Americans. So it's sort of like you have to be an American according to what they decide that means. Okay, so that's what that's about with Trump. With us
So
as
what do
Black
you
Americans.
think?
Okay, go
What do you
ahead.
think his definition of an American is?
Someone who tribally started based on the tribe that he has come from. Those are the people who he believes are really the true Americans. Now, there's a movie, it's old by now, but it was a great movie that explained this about New York and the 5 points and all this kind of stuff. And Gangs of New York with Leonardo DiCaprio. It was an excellent movie because you had all these different tribes. And one of the tribes, that's exactly what they called themselves, the Native Americans. So Trump believes in being the Native American, meaning the first peoples who are from this area. And so he's making that change in his mind that that doesn't apply to anybody else, because just because you're born here, that doesn't make you an American, according to him. That's
Well, I personally think his definition of an American is European.
Well, yeah, he is European. That's the whole point. The movie, The Gangs of New York, that's exactly what it's about, that the Europeans came here And their mindset is that they are the natives coming here, regardless of where they came from. So that's the point, but that's their view. I wouldn't even waste my time with their view, but I'm just saying that's why he's doing that. He's trying to take it back to what he feels after all things was settled with the Europeans, that the Native Americans basically are the ones who are just the Americans, and it's not based on if you're just born here. It's based on belonging to their tribe. So for us as Black Americans, it's like that's just a bunch of nonsense. First of all, how are you going to be native when you had to take it from someone? You know, but they don't respect that argument. So, you know, it's no point. But that's basically what that's about, which that's not going to happen anyway. It's just too difficult for that to be successful.
All right. So again, this was an abbreviated show. We may do another one either Saturday or Sunday before I leave here in Texas. So as always, we want to do final thoughts. Did you want to start out with Tyler?
Oh, I think Tyler left.
He's still in the chat. He's still here.
Oh, Tyler,
Tyler.
you want to open your mic, Tyler?
Yes.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
so we just wanted to get your final thoughts for the day. 30 seconds or less.
I mean, I really don't have no final thoughts. It's just, yeah, I'm doing fine. Life is great, and I'm really excited for these upcoming playoffs games. And yeah, and it's not just that. I also start school back up starting Monday, so hopefully it goes well this upcoming semester. And yeah, that's my
Well,
thought.
just a quick question. This game coming up with the Eagles, who do you think's gonna win?
The Eagles. I mean,
Of course.
like I said, like the Packers is beat up, and the Eagles. I don't say they're beat up, but not as worse as the Packers. But yeah, hopefully the Packers don't do the Eagles like what they did to the Cowboys last year. And yeah, hopefully the Eagles do fine.
All right. And so Van, let's get your 30 seconds.
Yeah, so in 30 seconds or less, I'm just really proud that we're growing. We have a lot of new things coming, especially for Philadelphia, but not only just Philadelphia, but other connected, you know, cities and states. And stay with us. We're going to have some good sports news in a different way, which is going to build off of what Tyler McCann is doing. We're going to have more education going on, building off of what you, Jerry, you're doing, and especially with this traveling thing. That means that you really can represent us in more ways than we've had in the past. So that's going to be kind of cool. Going to be kind of interesting. So, you know, I hope everybody just stay with us as we build and support us because, of course, we need money. That's another thing. That's it.
And by the way, I'll go wherever you need me to go, just as long as you pay for the plane ticket and hotel.
Okay.
So my comment is brief. Again, I'm out here in Austin with the AFL-CIO. So just wanted to give a shout out to everybody back in Philly. I'll be back there on Monday. And I'm going to just enjoy myself for the remainder of the time that I'm out here. By the way, you should see this hotel room. This hotel room I'm in is beautiful. I'm at the Hilton in downtown Austin, and it is nice. And the people down here are nice as well.
Oh, good. Great. That's
So
good.
anyway, we will see you next time. And I kind of got a little delay on my headphones. So if you hear me kind of slur my speech, that's why.
Okay.
Anyway, everybody have a wonderful evening. And
All right.
thank you for joining us.
All right. Thank you.
Have a nice day.